Hey, True Life family, it's Eric. You probably figured that looking at my face. Anyway, I'm outside, just lit up the fire. We're gonna do a little barbecue as a family and wanted to share an introduction to you with this video and some words from different people, and then got some great things for you to see I think you're gonna really enjoy. First of all, heard from David Shivner, and he said that they are all doing fine. Because of some of his health situations, he's been isolated at home, but they're doing well. The kids are good. They're picking up packets for the kids at school and doing the school for them. It's been obviously canceled till further notice. Heard from Don and Karen. They are back from Vegas and had a really good time there. Got to see family. They didn't get to do everything they hoped to do because of the shut-in, but it worked well, and they are back safe. Their tomato seedlings survived, so they sent us a couple pictures of those, which I'll put on here, and that's pretty neat. Looking forward to that. Don and Karen's tomatoes are quite famous. They are got an amazing green thumb, and they're amazing cooks too, so I can't wait to see what comes out of the fruit of that harvest. Wanted to thank Mona for stepping up. She is the one praying for you through the whole directory this week. It's her second time through, so thank you, Mona, so much. So please know that you are being prayed for this week, and we have all of April covered. To all of you who just stepped up and said you would do that and take a week to pray for everyone in the church, I can't thank you enough. That is doing far more good than probably anything we could do tangibly. So thank you, Mona, and thank you everyone else. Janice wrote and said, "Hi friends, all is well at the Diamond Dot Ranch. We too are praying that this isolation time can end soon with God's grace restoring our good health. God bless all of you, Janice." So thank you, Janice, and it's good to hear from that. Pam sent us a picture of her and Mama Kitty, and she said she's been listening to the videos and they're really helping her. She said Stan looks good, so there you go, Stan. She said, "Tell everyone to stay healthy and that I miss them all." She is feeling better. Her chest is still bad, but it's a lot better than it was. They don't want her working because of her high risk with her lung history. So she is going to be getting some aid for that, but then she does have a job guaranteed for her when all this gets behind her. Leann sent a picture of her and then goofing off and being Leann. And then she sent one of Dylan and Booker, and she said to please tell everyone that she's doing good and sent a big happy face with that. I wanted to share a picture my mom sent of my dad with birthday balloons wishing Abigail a happy birthday that they sent us last weekend. So that was really neat. I hope you guys have been using the list of birthdays I sent out and calling people and wishing them a happy birthday on those days. That's important. It doesn't take much for us to do that little act, and it means a lot. So please do that. You had it in the email last week. We have some birthdays this week, some today. I think one tomorrow, and I'm not sure down the road, but please take advantage of that. So now I'm going to share some different videos that have been sent in. Charissa sent one sharing part of Ava's birthday last week with us. Cherie sent one of her sharing about her and Dave's trip to Thailand, and then she closes with a wonderful reading of Psalm 91 for us and some words of encouragement. Then I have a few words that God showed me something in Hebrews I just wanted to share with you, and then I'm going to wrap it up with a hilarious video. Rob and Julie put a lot of work into a video for our fellowship. You're going to laugh, and then it ends with a beautiful song Julie doing on the piano for our fellowship. I love you guys. As always, let us know if there's anything you need. I was just given some rolls of toilet paper if anyone needs them. I know we've got people offering to, make a run-in for people if you need groceries, or just let us know. I know this is a surreal time for everyone. I went on a fire call this morning, and a call came in as flu-like symptoms, and I've never been in a place where you stand outside a house and put on a full gown and goggles, masks, gloves. It was really actually very surreal. And I can only imagine each of you are experiencing those moments in different ways. You walk through a grocery store or something, but know that the times around us may change. As I shared with the youth last week, I hope you guys were able to check in on that youth video. Things around us change, but our God does not. He is good. He is faithful. He is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Rock of Ages. All right, love you guys. Please stay in touch. Send me your videos, your pictures. If you want to do a video, let me know. I'll send you a Dropbox link. Some people have been having trouble with the Dropbox link, trying different things. I can always send a new one. But just let's stay in touch. Let's stay connected. Keep each other uplifted. I was reading in Hebrews, it said not to forsake the gathering of the saints, the exhorting and encouraging of one another, especially as we see the last days approaching. And this is our gathering. These videos are what we have to do that. So I encourage you to do that. And God bless you. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ava. Wait. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish.
Did you make a wish?
Let's wish.
She's in such a hurry. You're supposed to wait for the birthday song to end. Then you make a wish. Then you blow out the
everyone. We're just touching base. Obviously, we're back from Thailand. That was our big trip we did. Everything went fine. It was a little bit stressful at the end when everyone started to get sick and we started to read all the news reports, but Jesus took good care of us and we're back home. We've been back home now for almost 10 days and we're healthy. Everything seems fine. So we just wanted to reconnect with everyone. So I wanted to tell you about our trip. Some of you may have seen the photos we posted on Facebook. We did lots of fun things. It was a very long flight, so pretty much went halfway around the world. We left San Francisco around midnight on, I think it was Thursday, and we arrived in Thailand about 20 hours later. We took 3 flights to get there. The first one was 13 and a half hours. We flew into Taipei into Taiwan, and then we took another flight from there to Bangkok, about a 4-hour flight, and then we went from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, which was our first stop. So we visited 3 cities. We visited Chiang Mai, then we visited a beach town called Krabi. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and then we ended up in Bangkok. We spent about 5 days in each place and had really good guides. We had friends that were taking us and overall had a really, really good time. Again, probably the highlights of the trip were I got to ride an elephant. And the elephant even gave me a kiss, so that was pretty exciting. Dave's highlight probably was all the vehicles over there. There were all kinds of strange vehicles that would take you around. If you get a chance, Google a tuk-tuk. That was one of his favorites. So we rode all kinds of interesting transportation. We visited a temple there. We went to the beach and went to their national park system, went to about 4 or 5 different islands. One of the islands we were on was actually the place of the tsunami rescue from 2004. So we saw signs where people had been rescued by helicopter from these cliffs. And there was also escape routes in case there was another tsunami when we were there. Our last stop was in Bangkok, the big city, which I didn't think I'd enjoy, but it actually was quite an interesting city. Lots of shopping. There were canals all over the place. So there was one boat that took us to this huge mall that had boats inside, or canals inside the mall, very ornate. We also went to a floating market there. So anyway, great trip. We appreciate everyone's prayers because getting back home was a little nerve-wracking. They were taking our temperature as we walked through every security checkpoint. And we sure didn't want to get stuck in Taiwan. Would have been the worst one because that's a communist country. That made us a little nervous when we had to go through Taiwan, but we made it. We're back home, and everything's good. So what are we doing now that we're back home? We've pretty much been quarantined, self-quarantined here. We had to go to town and get food because, of course, we emptied our cupboards before we left. So we made our one trip to town and picked up some food and toilet paper. And we had no problem getting food or toilet paper. We didn't get exactly everything we wanted, but we got plenty. So that was also a big relief. I've been reading a lot. I have an app on my Kindle that's called Hoopla. You can get it through the Paso Robles Library, and I've been reading lots of books. You don't have to leave your house. You just push a button. They download. It's free if you have a library card. My new favorite Christian author off that one is Leann. I read a whole series when I was in Thailand during downtimes, and then here at home called Something of the Kings. So it was about different kings in the Bible. So that's one that I would recommend if you want something to read, because you don't even have to leave the house. We've also been playing board games. Dave can't go back to work for several weeks, so he's quarantined here at home, working from home. And so when he takes his breaks and lunches, we play board games, and that's been fun. He's gone on a bike ride with me. We've been riding our bikes, and I've been walking and doing a little bit of running and exercise, which is good for your immune system. So that's how we have been entertaining ourselves at home. And of course, our normal yard work, maybe doing a little extra of that. Okay, so to end this, I have one of my favorite Psalms. It's hard to pick a favorite, but when I was in Thailand and things started to get stressful and I started to get a little bit afraid, I always go back to Psalms 91, which I have memorized in the NIV, and so do the kids. I'd highly recommend if you deal with fear, anxiety, memorize that in a translation, NIV or whatever you prefer. However, I was looking at it in the Message version, which is a paraphrase, and I really liked the way that it phrased it in there. So I'm going to read you the Psalms 91 in the Message version after I get my Bible app open. So here we go. And hopefully I can do this with the sun. You who sit down in the high God's presence, spend the night in Shaddonai's shadow. Say this: God, you're my refuge. I trust in you, and I'm safe. That's right. He rescues you from hidden traps, shields you from deadly disasters. His huge outstretched arms protect you. Under them, you're perfectly safe. His arms fend off all harm. Fear nothing. Not wild wolves at night, not flying arrows in the day, not disease that prowls through the darkness, not disaster that erupts at high noon. Even though others succumb all around, drop like flies right and left, no harm will even graze you. You'll stand untouched. Watch it all from a distance. Watch the wicked turn into corpses. Yes, because God's your refuge, the high God, your very own home. Evil can't get close to you. Harm can't get through the door. He ordered his angels to guard you wherever you go. If you stumble, they'll catch you. Their job is to keep you from falling. You'll walk unharmed among lions and snakes, and kick young lions and serpents from the path. If you'll hold on to me for dear life, says God, I'll get you out of any trouble. I'll give you the best of care if you only get to know and trust me. Call me and I'll answer. Be at your side in bad times. I'll rescue you, then throw you a party. I'll give you a long life, give you a long drink of salvation. So there you go, Psalms 91. Remember, God's got his angels watching out for you. Bye.
Good morning, True Life. It's Monday morning. I'm just sitting here reading through Hebrews. I was really excited. I finished my Andrew Murray devotional commentary on Hebrews. Been kind of working through it over the year, and just decided to read through Hebrews start to finish this morning and get the full picture, since I spent about a year going verse by verse, and was struck by a verse here, and it's end of 3, verse 19. So we see they were unable to enter because of unbelief, unable to enter his rest. And just talk for a moment. But I talked about this before when the people were at the Jordan about to cross into the promised land of Canaan, and Canaan could be a picture of heaven as well. I think there's parts of it, the promised land, we talk about it, but I think that in many cases it's a picture of the life of rest and joy and victory in Christ for us and those around us, because there's still enemies to conquer, and there's not going to be those in heaven. But anyway, it said they were unable to enter his rest because of unbelief, and I just want to encourage you to ask yourself, where am I not experiencing his joy, his faith, his peace, his victory? And ask yourself and ask the Holy Spirit to guide you. Could it be because of unbelief? Is there, and this isn't in his existence. I don't think these people doubted in any way, shape, or form that God was real. And I know I've shared this so many times, but it just spoke to me. Again, I wanted to share it with you. They just watched the Red Sea part. They'd seen fire on the mountain, miracles of provision. I think they didn't trust God. I think that was their unbelief. And we also read in other places they heard the message, but it wasn't mixed with faith. And faith is more than just believing God exists. Even the demons believe and tremble. It is committing our life in a trust into that. And that's what they weren't willing to do. God had promised to go with them in the land. Yes, it was intimidating what was ahead, but he promised to be with them and to deliver it to them. It was the promised land. It was the land he had promised them. And they choose not to trust him. They chose fear instead. So I'd say whatever you might be struggling with right now, I encourage you to ask what it is about God you may not fully, deeply in your heart believe is true. Do you not truly believe he's good, or all-powerful, or that he loves you, or that you're forgiven, or that you're adopted, or that you have access to his throne, that you're seated with Christ in heavenly places, that his joy and peace are made available to you? My guess is with what you're struggling with, there's an area of God where you don't believe him, or you believe in your head but not your heart, or you don't trust him. I know for me, I struggle with this a lot. So I just wanted to share it with you. Take those thoughts captive, wrestle them, and choose to trust. And I think we'll see fruit that comes from that. God bless you all. Miss you. Bye.
Costco.com. Toilet paper. Out of stock. Target.com. Toilet paper. Delayed deliveries. Walmart.com. Toilet paper. In-store pickup only. It's time for lunch. Let's see what we've got in the pantry. Well, here's our last can of ravioli. What do you think, Rob? Let's see, the date is July of 2006. That's probably fine. Let's go ahead and eat it. How's the fishing going?
Hi, Julie. Well, fishing hasn't been affected at all by the COVID-19 virus. Haven't had a single bite all day, though. Guess I better call Rich. Well, I'll be Hornswoggle. Rich was right again.
Oh, my turn. I hope I get a joker. Well, that card's useless. Okay, so we're doing 2 sets, 1 run. Or is it 2 runs, 1 set? We're doing 2 runs, 1 set. Oh well. Alright, give me a play card, give me a play card, give me a play card. I got a play card! I win! That's the best part about playing this way. I win every game.